Okay, this is going to sound completely insane, and honestly, I wouldn't blame you if you think I'm either trolling or exaggerating. I wish I was. I've gone back and forth 100 times on whether to post this, but after what happened last week, I can't carry it alone anymore. So here goes. My name's Nate, I'm 28, and I live in Portland. Pretty average life. I work in graphic design, mostly freelance now. I've been with my girlfriend, Emily, 27, for about 3 years. We met at a local art exhibit, and things had been going solid. She's smart, kind, funny in this dry, sarcastic way that's so her. I genuinely thought I might propose sometime this year. That was the plan. Then, I stumbled across something that flipped everything upside down. About 2 months ago, I got invited to this low-key networking party hosted by one of my old college friends, Caleb. He's the type who always seems to know people in weird, exclusive circles, tech bros, underground artists, semi-legal startups, you name it. I figured it'd be mostly creatives and people trying to pitch their side hustles, so I brought a few of my portfolio pieces and figured I'd mingle. The party was in this loft downtown, dim lighting, synthwave music, the usual hipster chic vibe. Everyone looked like they stepped out of a fashion zine. I was nursing a drink when Caleb came up and introduced me to this woman named Vera. Early 30s maybe, sharp suit, piercing eyes. She didn't say much at first, just nodded along while Caleb talked about new social models and the psychology of romantic risk. That's what caught my attention. Romantic risk? I laughed and asked if that was some new dating app. Vera smiled. No, it wasn't an app. It's more experiential, she said. We deal in outcomes. Relationship outcomes. I remember joking. Like betting on love? And I swear, she didn't even blink. She just said, exactly. I thought it was a metaphor at first. Maybe some edgy art project or an experimental couples retreat. But Caleb leaned in and said, you should come check it out. It's not for everyone, but you'd get it. I didn't really know what it was, but I was curious. Caleb handed me a card, black, no writing, just a silver embossed infinity symbol on it. Said if I was interested, to scan the QR code on the back. I didn't do it right away. Honestly, I tossed the card on my desk and forgot about it for a week. But curiosity's a hell of a thing. So one night, Emily was out visiting her sister, and I was bored. I scanned the code. It took me to a sleek, minimalistic website with a login prompt. No info, just a message. You've been selected. Your insight has value. There was an option to request access. I did it, assuming I'd just get a newsletter or something. Instead, I got an invite to a private event. No address, just coordinates. Friday night, 9 p.m. Now, here's where I should have backed off. This screamed weird cult energy. But part of me was intrigued. Caleb wouldn't send me somewhere dangerous, right? Yeah. Dumb. I know. So Friday comes, and I drive out to this building near the waterfront. Not abandoned, but definitely not a place people just wander into. I buzzed the hidden intercom and gave my name. The door clicked open. Inside, it was like a private club. Low lighting, deep red decor, quiet lounge music. Men, women in suits, cocktail dresses, whispering in corners. Everyone looked like they belonged in a movie. I felt wildly out of place in my jeans and hoodie. I was met by Vera again. She greeted me with a slight nod and handed me a tablet. Before you participate, you observe. The screen showed a list of matches. Each line had 2 names, ages, a relationship length, and a series of odds, like betting lines. Danielle and Mark, together 2.3 years, 5:1 odds on breakup within 3 weeks. Lucas and Priya, married 7 years, 3:2 odds on mutual infidelity. Claire and Brent, 6 months, 9:1 odds on engagement within the next 60 days. I froze. Wait, are these real people? Vera just said. These are real bets. The people involved are aware. This is not exploitation, it's engagement. I asked her what that meant. They volunteered, she explained. Some want to test their relationships. Some want to win. Some just enjoy the thrill. The tablet had a view outcome button next to past bets. I clicked a few. It showed video footage, private conversations, fights, reconciliations. Real people. Real relationships. I felt a knot in my stomach. This wasn't a game. This was voyeurism with rules. You're not being watched, Vera said, almost like she could read my mind. Unless you choose to play. I asked her what that meant. She said there were 2 ways to join. Observer, place bets, analyze dynamics, remain anonymous. Participant, offer your own relationship as a gamble. Some people earn money. Others earn favors, connections, influence points they could use within the community to sway certain outcomes. Influence could tip the odds. I asked if people really did this with their own partners. Vera nodded. Some couples come here to test loyalty. Others play alone. I left that night shaken. I told Emily I'd stayed late working on a freelance project. But the thing is, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I'd always been fascinated by human behavior, what makes relationships work or fall apart. I'd seen friends get cheated on, marriages implode, people fall in love just to destroy each other. But this was like watching the mechanics of love stripped bare. No sentiment, just strategy. Odds. Moves. Manipulation. I told myself I'd never participate. But I did sign in again, as an observer. I just wanted to understand. That's all. Right. So I went back. I kept going back. After that first night, I told myself I was just observing. Like someone watches reality TV or listens to true crime podcasts. Morbid curiosity. I wasn't doing anything wrong, right? I logged into the portal at night when Emily was asleep. At first, it was just checking odds, watching trends. The games had themes, like Trust Week, where participants would set traps for their partners and let others bet on whether the other would take the bait. Or Silent Break, where couples would go radio silent for 72 hours and see who broke first. The worst ones? The influence games. That's where the real damage happened. People could spend their influence points to nudge outcomes. That could mean sending anonymous messages to someone's partner hinting at infidelity, hiring actors to flirt with them, even fabricating evidence. All legal, all consensual, according to the society's rules, because participants knew what they were signing up for. Except, some didn't. Not all of them. That realization hit me about a month in. One night, I was watching a live match. Caleb had invited me to an in-person viewing event, which honestly felt more like a sports bar than a secret society. Big screen. Drinks. People cheering like it was the Super Bowl. The match was titled, The Ultimatum Bet, Annie and Joel, 3 years, cohabiting. Premise: Annie had given Joel a deadline to propose. He was wavering. The bet? Would he leave her, cave in and propose, or would she break first? I remember thinking they looked normal. Young professionals. Happy even. But the screen cut to a live feed from their apartment. They were arguing. Joel was pacing. Annie was crying. And then it hit me, Joel didn't know. He wasn't a participant. Annie had entered the society alone. She had wagered her relationship. The game was her test of him. All while hundreds of strangers watched and bet on the fallout. I couldn't stop watching. I hated myself for it, but it was like rubbernecking a car crash. He didn't propose. She walked out. And the crowd around me cheered. Like animals. That's when I should have stopped. But I didn't. Because at this point, I was already entangled. See, about a week before that, I'd placed my first real bet. Small. Harmless. Or so I thought. There was this match labeled Blind Temptation, player, Leah, dating 1.5 years. She bet that her boyfriend, Zach, wouldn't take the bait if tempted by a random encounter, while out drinking. I figured, what the hell? I bet $50 that he would take the bait. Just statistics, right? Most guys in that scenario do. He did. He went home with the actor planted by the society. And I got $340 out of it. It felt wrong. But also, disturbingly thrilling. I justified it by saying, well, they signed up. They knew the risks. But now I was in. I had a wallet with credits. I had access to private streams. I even started earning trust points for predictions. I was good at reading people. It became a game. And I was winning. And then came the invitation I'd been dreading, to participate. Not directly. Not at first. It started with a message from Vera. Curious if you're as good at playing the game as you are at watching it. Submit a shadow test. Non-binding. A shadow test is where you submit your own relationship to the system without telling your partner. You don't place a bet, and they don't know they're being observed, yet. It's supposed to be. For data only. A way to see how your partner ranks. They call it emotional diagnostics. I told myself it was harmless. So I submitted Emily. Age 27. Relationship length 3 years. Key metrics: trust level high. Jealousy low. Affection consistent. Prediction: she'd stay loyal under moderate temptation. I didn't realize they'd actually test her. I got an alert 2 days later. Your partner was observed at event number 459. Outcome pending. That's when I panicked. What had I done? I logged in and found the footage. Emily had gone out for coffee with her friend Jess. Standard stuff. But someone, an actor, had approached her while she was alone. He flirted. Invited her to a gallery showing. Gave her his number. She smiled. Politely declined. I felt proud? Relieved? Then I felt like a monster. I just tested the woman I was planning to propose to, without her consent. Like I didn't trust her. Like she was some lab rat in my little psychology experiment. But I wasn't alone. People were commenting on the footage. Debating whether her body language showed hesitation or solid rejection. One person wrote, "Could have gone either way. Would love to see a round 2 with higher stakes." That made me sick. I closed the site. Didn't log in for days. But then the messages started. First from Vera. Well played. She performed well under pressure. You may consider advancing to participant tier 1. Then from someone anonymous. You're in now. Don't pretend you're not curious what happens if she fails. I tried to ignore it. I tried to delete my account. But you can't. There's no delete button. Just a warning. All data is owned and operated by the society. Participation is permanent unless revoked by vote. Vote? Yeah. That's the part one haven't told you yet. Once you've submitted someone, even just as a shadow test, others can vote to keep them in the system. If enough people are invested in your match, you become an active participant, whether you like it or not. Emily and I were now a match. There were odds, bets, people watching. And the next test? Wasn't going to be passive. After, they tested her again. I wasn't notified this time. I had opted out of alerts, turned off the app, even wiped my browser history like that would cleanse me of the guilt. I told myself I was done. But once you've shadow tested someone, it's not up to you anymore. A week after I'd gone dark, Emily sat across from me at our tiny kitchen table, hair up, no makeup, still in her work scrubs. She looked tired. Not just physically, but emotionally drained. She asked me a question that chilled me. Hey, do you think someone's messing with me? I played dumb. What do you mean? She shrugged. I don't know. This guy came up to me at work, said he recognized me from a gallery opening I never went to. Knew my name though. Then yesterday, I got a text from an unknown number saying I seemed too loyal for this city. Like, what does that even mean? I felt the blood drain from my face. I tried to pass it off, but she saw it. She always sees it. Nick, she said slowly. Is there something you're not telling me? I broke. I didn't tell her everything, but I gave her enough. I told her I got involved with a group online that ran psychological experiments on couples. I said I'd submitted our relationship out of curiosity and that they'd tested her once, only once. I swore I had no idea they'd contact her again. That I'd tried to leave. That I was sorry. She didn't say a word for what felt like a full minute. Just sat there, blinking. Then she got up. Walked to the bedroom. Closed the door. I slept on the couch that night. The next day, she was gone before I woke up. No note. No text. Her side of the closet looked a little emptier. I checked the society site, Don't Judge Me, and found our match was now listed as Active Stage 3. I wasn't even the one who escalated it. Someone else had. The system lets outside players bet on the trajectory of a match. If they're invested enough, they can purchase scenario control, which lets them choose the test. Within boundaries, of course. And someone had chosen ours. The scenario was titled The Truth Spiral. The game? One partner is sent escalating messages and hints that their partner has secrets. The other? Fed temptations, and told their partner knows. It's a manufactured collapse. The kind of psychological warfare you'd expect from Black Ops, not a damn Reddit-level gambling ring. I confronted Caleb. I'd ignored his texts for weeks, but I stormed into his co-working space, because of course he doesn't have a real office, and demanded answers. He didn't even pretend to be shocked. Dude, he said calmly, sipping his overpriced cold brew. This is what happens when you don't play. The system doesn't like loose ends. What the hell does that even mean? It means your match is profitable now. You have heat. Spectators are emotionally invested. People want resolution. I want out. He smiled. Like a damn cult leader. Too late. But hey, win the game, and you earn revocation rights. There's still a path to opt out. Just, not the clean one. I left. Shaking. Furious. Terrified. That night, Emily came home. We talked. Really talked. I told her everything. About the society, the bets, the footage, the points. The test she'd unknowingly passed. The second test she didn't even know happened. The messages. The gallery plant. All of it. She cried. I cried. She asked me the one question I was dreading most. Why? I didn't have a good answer. I said I was curious. That it started as something harmless. That I got addicted to watching, to winning. That I never meant to hurt her. And she said something I'll never forget. I don't care if you didn't mean to. You did. She left that night. I checked the society page after she walked out. Our match was now marked. Fractured pending resolution. There was a timer. 48 hours. Apparently, there was one final stage. The choice. It's a way to close a match and give the couple one last shot to repair, or break completely. A sort of final exam. Each person is sent a message, asking a single question. Do you want to continue this relationship? If both say yes, the match is closed and removed from the system. Relationship preserved. No more games. You walk. If one says no, or doesn't respond, it ends. Publicly. I didn't know if Emily would respond. I didn't know if I should. But I did. I hit yes. Not because I thought I deserved to win. But because, for the first time since this whole thing started, I knew I didn't want to lose her. The timer ran out. She didn't respond. The match closed. The result. Terminated, user 1, yes/user 2, minus. That blank space said more than a no ever could. I sat there, staring at the screen, as the system cleared our file. Points redistributed. Bets paid out. I saw my own name listed among the losers. A clean red line across my handle. Outcome, heartbreak. Net loss, 1,284 points. I closed the laptop. Unplugged it. Tossed it in the trash. I haven't logged in since. But sometimes, in the quiet moments, I wonder, who won? Who got rich off my pain? Who laughed at our texts? Who placed that final bet? And worse, what if I'd never told her? Would we still be together? Would she still love me? Or would we just be two players, gambling our hearts away while 1,000 strangers cheered from the shadows? It's been 3 months. 3 months since Emily walked out. Since the society closed our match. Since I watched strangers profit off the wreckage of what used to be the most important relationship of my life. I haven't heard from her since. Not directly. I found out through a mutual friend that she moved across the city. New job. New apartment. She even adopted a dog. I don't know if it's her way of filling the space I left behind, or if she's just trying to build something that isn't touched by any of this. Honestly, I hope it's both. And I hope it's working. As for me, I've been trying to pick up the pieces, but there's no easy way to explain this kind of mess. I can't exactly tell people, "Hey, I lost my girlfriend because I got addicted to a secret online club that lets people bet on whether your relationship survives." Doesn't go over great in small talk. I deleted everything. My profile, the browser extensions, the burner email accounts. I even changed my number. But every now and then, I'll catch a glimpse of something. A username in a comment thread, a strange ad that feels a little too tailored, a DM request from an account with no profile pic, and I get this sick feeling in my stomach. Like I'm still being watched. Or worse, that they're still playing. Because here's the thing they don't tell you, the society doesn't really stop when you log off. It's not just a website. It's a way of thinking. It's in the second guessing, the subtle mistrust, the part of your brain that starts calculating instead of feeling. It rewires you. I catch myself doing it all the time now. I'll be talking to someone new, someone kind, someone who shows interest, and instead of just enjoying it, I'm analyzing. Scanning for signs. Wondering if it's real, or if I'm just being played again. And that's the worst part. Not the heartbreak. Not even the guilt. It's the doubt. Because once you've been part of something that turns love into a game, it's hard to believe in anything that isn't. I still think about the people I saw on there. The couples who were recruited, like me. The ones who lost everything. The ones who walked away. The ones who stayed together, somehow, even after everything. I wonder what happened to them. There was one couple, I'll call them Marcus and Jess. They were in deep, way deeper than I ever got. Rumors said they volunteered for advanced level scenarios. Stuff that involved real-world decisions. Careers, kids, even finances. The society would give them a challenge, and they'd either face it together or fall apart. Last I checked, their match had no resolution. Just a looping status. In progress, indefinite. I don't know if that means they're still playing, or if the game became their relationship. Maybe that's the real danger. Not that you lose love, but that you forget how to live without the stakes. So why am I posting this now? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's my way of warning people, especially the curious ones like me. The ones who think, just checking it out, doesn't mean anything. The ones who believe love is strong enough to survive anything. It's not. Or maybe it is, but only if you protect it. Because love isn't built to be tested like that. It's not some puzzle to be solved, or a currency to gamble. It's fragile, messy, human. And I forgot that. I let strangers measure my relationship in points and payouts. I reduced a woman I loved to a variable in a game I didn't understand. I thought I was in control, but I was just a pawn. Now I sit alone in a smaller apartment, with too much silence and a browser history I'll never be able to erase from my memory. There's no happy ending here. No sudden twist where Emily forgives me and we rebuild. No secret redemption arc. Just this, if someone ever offers you the chance to play, to test your partner, to prove your connection, to gamify your love, walk away. Not because you're afraid of the outcome, but because real love isn't supposed to survive a game. It's supposed to be the one thing that exists outside of one.